This is Presley. Still doing fine. I'm waiting. Hi, Sharon. I'm waiting for Toby to call. I was going to do Jose yesterday, but when they get on lockdown, they can't just use the phones whenever they want. But I did hear a real disgusting part of a live that Pool Stick was doing. Again, bragging. He said he was doing it about the Eric guy, who I don't know much about. But he was showing Eric's mother, who looks like a wonderful lady. And his excuse for doing this is because there is a video of his raccoon calling the cops on people. A fake family mom pass that he didn't have a clue. So anybody that wants to go after that raccoon, have at it. She is in this up to her black eyes. And now you would put a wonderful looking lady picture up. And then he had the nerve to say that this Eric was a piece of shit because he slapped the waitress on the ass. And that compares to him beating a victim with a pool stick that would have probably testified against him if he wouldn't have almost killed her. Makes no sense. And he's so excited now he's orgasmic because Angel Gotti was in his chat. Angel, you're not an honorary bottom feeder now. You are a bottom feeder. I saw that little bit of your stupid show that you didn't put on members only going after Josie. I saw it. It was pathetic. You're pathetic. And when Toby gets on here, I'm going to ask him exactly what those prisoners think of that wonderful last name that you're getting every... Let me tell you something. I'm so glad I didn't kiss your ass. You didn't impress me. You didn't faze me. You come in my chat one day trying to cause some shit. I told you to shut up, get out. You're the one that told who Chicago was. You're the one that doxed him. You can fucking say you didn't, but you did, and the facts are the facts. And for your information, you're a bottom feeder now because you called Jules' channel. And Jules was one of the very first bottom feeders. Not the first bottom feeder. The very first bottom feeder was Amber. And you need to really get up on your facts because you don't know who the fuck you're talking about. You don't know them damn bottom feeders. I do. And every one of them's a cop caller. So that's obviously the type of person you like to hang with. But Pool Stick, you go ahead and jack off to this wonderful moment when Angel Gotti came. She's been in my chat. I didn't pay a bit of attention to her. I could care less about her or you. But you put that wonderful woman, I think it was Eric's mom, and justifying it because he brought attention to the video that I even have, that everybody has, of your raccoon on there. I want to report the mom pass, and spilling it out. It wasn't even a real family. You are no good at this. You take random information from random pieces of shit that give it to you. You don't look nothing up yourself. Look something up on me. I am begging you to call my family or my ex-husband. I am begging you to do it, you Pool Stick snatch fucking scavenger. You and your damn raccoon. Josie, hope you have a good day today. You should be thankful you're rid of her. She's a bottom feeder now. Before, she wasn't really in with them, but now she's calling them out. You'd be perfect for them, Angel, because they act just like you. They do little lives and tag people's names in them and call each other out. Hey, Fin Freak. Who's cats? This is not a cat. This is a Pekingese. And this Pekingese has something that the mob feeders don't have. Got a big old set of balls. Look at that. Look at that, mob people. You ain't even got balls. Will you stop biting me in the face? Hey, Fin Freak. Where you been, Fin Freak? You been sick and had surgery or something? I'm just saying, I'm waiting for a prisoner to call me. I'm going to do an interview. And this guy at Pool Sticks over there saying, well, Eric Falls smacked a woman on the ass. Well, when I heard the story, Pool Stick, which you never bothered to find out, he already knew that girl. He already knew her. And I bet that pool stick victim would have been happy if you'd have hit her on her ass instead of half-ass killing her because you recovering from back surgery. When did you have back surgery? If that Toby don't hurry up and call me, I'm going to get mad because these prisons need to do things when I feel like doing them, not when they feel like doing them. December 23rd and you're still not over it? You should be feeling better by now. Anyway, I watched a little bit of Pool Stick show, and I guess he's afraid to get a hold of my family or show their pictures or do anything. He'd rather go after an innocent woman that has nothing to do with this. His raccoon is not innocent. And I have the video of her yappity-yapping on the phone. Oh, I want to report David mom passing, and she spells the fake name to the lady, and the lady's telling her to go to YouTube about it, but she's too stupid, because she's obviously stupid, or she wouldn't be with Pool Stick. I'd be so embarrassed to have a fool like him, and there are good Cubans, because I happen to know a good Cuban. And Josie, if you're listening, don't worry about Angel Gotti. She ain't going nowhere. Let her put her shit behind a wall. How many big channels got their stuff behind a wall? Texas Josie. I just seen his show as well. Literally the same show over and over and over again. The only thing that
changes his name.
Yeah, and he's going after that just because Eric showed that video, this very same video that I have, of the raccoon calling the cops, and I'm getting mad because Toby ain't calling me, and I wanted to save this for my Tuesday. He says, well, he was bragging, of course, about beating a woman with a pool stick. That's his claim to fame, man. He did that, and he's proud of it. He would do it again. But he had a lovely woman up there that I'm taking was Eric's mother, a lovely woman. Something that I have never done in my entire life, Pool Stick. I have never posted a family member. Never. And that raccoon is not your family member. And even if she was, she's in the cop station calling cops when you're this big, oh, no snitching, no cop calling. She's in there calling cops on a fake family. You're a fucking joke. And I want to talk about that woman with black eyes every fucking day. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And Toby, you better fucking call. Hellcat, how you doing? I'm waiting on a prisoner to call me. And this prisoner was really in prison for 27 years straight, and he still is. Not like Pool Stick. Nothing like the Pool Stick. Why don't you call my family, fuckhead Pool Stick? My mom and dad are both dead, but I got a brother that's still alive. I got a bunch of ex-husbands I've gave. Why don't you call somebody that's not wonderful, like that Eric's mother? Hi, Carlos. How you doing? Oh, you missed Presley, Carlos. I'm going to have to get him because I'm waiting on a prisoner to call. That's what happened to my show yesterday. He got locked down, so I couldn't do my interview. Where'd he go? I got to show him to Carlos. Sharon's going to get Presley.
Maybe if I find him.
I don't know where he went. He headed out of here. Adios, amigo. Huh? You got him? Anyway, I don't know if any of you seen Pool Stick Show, but he was showing a picture of that Eric's mother, who looks like a lovely woman, and a picture of a house, like he always put my house up there, you piece of shit. Call my goddamn ex-husbands. Call my fucking brother. Do it! I dare you. Free speech, Whitney. Oh, wow. I'm waiting on a prisoner to call. I really didn't feel like talking about all this till Tuesday. But the fact that Angel Gotti is through with Josie is fucking wonderful. Because now Angel, say hi to Carlos. You're not going to bite me all morning. He better hurry up and call. He's one of these guys that runs and lifts weights. He's got to do all that before he can call. See, Josie, he really doesn't want any smoke from you, Terry. Well, I don't know why not. I'm not a faceless troll. I'm not going to show his damn family. I'm only going to show the raccoon because she's a cop caller. And he says he hates cop callers, so he needs to check her. He needs to check that raccoon, get her rabies shots, get her checked out by the state, see if he can have a permit, because he don't like cop callers. You know, he hates cop callers. He hates people that go after families, but that's all he ever does. Do it. Do it, Pool Stick. Go after my family. Do it. I dare you to do it. My reprehensible crime is a rat. Oh, yes, she is. Yeah, she's a damn cat caller, and I've got the video. If you didn't see it on Eric's channel, I have it, and I know several people have it. Her standing there, him behind her, lurking around behind her with his cell phone like the hideous freak he is. And I hate to talk bad about Cubans, because my Cuban happened. Hi, Presley. You need to calm down. Here's a man, Pool Stick. Take a look at this, you gay punk. And all I can do is talk about having gay sex. If that Eric guy dares to come to South Florida, who the fuck wants to go to South Florida, where the gays are? Oh, I'd rob you, Eric. I'd rob you because you got that boss tattoo. You ain't gonna rob nobody. You were passed around in jail. You bent over. You were the best bitch they ever fucking had. That's why you won't bring nobody on the show with you. Because you were a bitch. A prison bitch. And ain't that right? The only reason you got the raccoon is because the more they weigh, the more they pay. Ain't that right, Pool Stick? The more they weigh, the more they pay. And what Angel did, she's now a bottom feeder. Hey, bottom feeders, you got a new member, Angel. She got on there and talked about Josie, played Josie's shit just like you fucking people do. No, she was calling out Jules. She don't know the first fucking thing about Jules or Heidi, but I do. I named them. I know all of their histories. I know every one of them without exception is a fucking cop calling, job calling, family showing piece of shit. Every one of them bottom feeders. So Angel, welcome to the bottom feeders. You will fit right in with them. Gal, you never impress me. Never. You're boring. You don't know nothing. I like your... People were going to come in there and say, well, we just murdered some. They didn't tell you nothing. The same old bullshit for 3 years. Meet me in a park. Yeah. And why don't you run your big mouth to some of my family members? Pool Stick. Put some of their pictures up there. Or you can get them right off my community page because I don't hide shit. I don't have nothing to hide. Nothing. Here's my phone call, folks. Finally. No, it ain't. Damn. Oh, Toby, you better hurry up and call me. I sent him a message. I said, call me on my landline. He said, I got to run first. I don't know how far he runs, but he needs to get with it. He needs to call. Angel, A.K. Botek. You know what I noticed? I noticed she is not using a goddamn avatar all the time. So to her credit, that is a good thing. And I don't talk about women's looks, only the raccoon, because it's so obvious. And when Pool Stick was showing my DV picture, you know, he says, this wouldn't, first message, I'll call when I get back. Well, he needs to get back. I'm not going to set these things up and have these prisoners messing around, having fun, running and doing their little jobs. There you go, Carlos. There's the boy. Full force. Full force. Does Angel Gotti impress you, Presley? Hell no. Oh, and this is another thing. This is what Eric said about Angel. Listen up, people, because this is rich. I was listening to that, Eric, and he said, it never was about the money for Angel. She just went behind the wall because she don't want all the drama. That's a fucking lie. Her and that Marla was bragging. Oh, wow, we got a check. That really sounds like she's not about the fucking money, don't it? Don't it, people? She's about the damn money. And she's a bottom feeder now. And I'm so glad that they got... I'm going to buy another bottom feeder fish, another pleco, and I'm going to name it Gotti. And I'll put it in a tank with Pool Stick. See which one comes out of that. Pool Stick and Gotti, the Plecos. Come on, Toby. Getting on my nerves. Let her fucking call. I hate doing these things with his prisoners. Unless I'm ready to talk about something. Barbara, that was Barbara Holmes that just called. Wonder who that is. One of my damn Pekingese people or what? If he don't hurry up and call, I'm not going to stay on here because I didn't plan this today. I wanted to do it Tuesday with Terry time, but I was so excited because, you know, I've been calling Angel an honorary bottom feeder. Now she's an actual bottom feeder, a regular bottom feeder. And I'm going to buy a little pleco, a little bottom feeder fish, and I'm going to name it Gotti. And I'm going to put it in there with Pool Stick, who never quits hiding. And my thing is stopping. She knows she's about the drama behind the pay. I know it. Did you see her, Maddie? I didn't pay no money. I don't have a membership to one fucking channel, and I never will. It's a crock. But she happened to go live, and she was on there playing Josie's live, just like the bottom feeders do, and then trying to argue about everything Josie said. I don't know about their fight. I'm just glad they're not together. I ain't got any respect for anybody that kisses Angel Gotti's ring. I talk my crap, but I never talk sexually degenerate. Did you see that Pool Stick was showing Eric's wonderful looking mother? In fact, when I first seen her, who's that woman that had that cooking show? Paula Deen. I thought she was Paula Deen. She looked that good. Do you know who Paula Deen is, Pool Stick, you piece of shit? And then he said, well, he smacked a woman on the ass. Well, you beat a woman half to death with a pool stick to keep her from fucking testifying. So I don't want to hear no more about how great you are and how you did 22 years or what the fuck ever, bent over, sucking and taking it up the ass, because that is, after all you talk about. What do you think about Florida calling Angel your highness? He's been doing that. He used to call me Highness. Till I told him I was a meth head. He would still call me his Highness if I decided to be nice to him again, but I never will. Because I really don't like cop callers. I really don't. And when I saw that raccoon, that pitiful bitch, in there on that phone, trying to jam up a fake family, mom pass, spelling the name out, the cop said, hey, that's a YouTube. Well, it gave me real bad diarrhea that made me sick, and I used to wait too. Hey, let me tell you something, raccoon. Hey, your diet surgery's not working. Your diet surgery's not working. He put up that Eric Foss's mother, and she's lovely, because he played that stupid video of that raccoon calling the cops. That's his justification to put a beautiful woman that looked like Paula Deen to me. That's who I thought it was. I said, Sharon, is that Paula Deen? That woman looks good. It was Eric's mother. And then he read off a whole list of people like he does, and he showed a house because, oh, Lord, I ain't going to say Lord because I'm an atheist. Hyena, let's not get all upset because everybody caught the raccoon calling cops and putting PTOs on people. No. Oh, let's draw attention from that. Let's just show every innocent person. Do it to me, Pool Stick. Call my ex-husbands. I'll give you their damn names and their phone numbers. See what they tell you. They'll tell you to shove your fucking head up your ass if they've been dealing with me longer than you have. There's nothing you can say or do to stop me. Nothing, Pool Stick. Nothing. I got my own Cuban. Fight fire with fire. So, I did what I had to do. Eric's mother is innocent, but the big back raccoon... No, she's not innocent, because I don't go after women. You have never heard me talk about a woman's looks. I talked about Maria, because she talked about me. Never talked about Jules or nobody or Bambi or nobody. But that raccoon had some beat up fucking eyes. And I've got the screenshot to prove it. Big black eyes and a big black mark on her face like he knocked the shit out of her. And he wants to put my DV picture up there constantly so I can talk about that raccoon. I don't like cop callers. I've seen her on phone calls, heard her voice, calling Pizza's mother, I've heard her voice on several phone calls, and I can't stand Minnie. I hate that bitch. She got a Louis Vuitton purse off of me. I still have not given her partner's name out, showed a picture, and believe me, I've got it. And I want to do it so bad. But I'm that much more of a good person, even though I'm an atheist, I have morals. I would never, never dream of putting that innocent woman's picture and name out there to get back at Minnie, because I got some shit with Minnie. I'll handle Minnie just like I handle her every day, telling people what a backstabber. And then, Josie, you said you didn't hear this because she put it behind the wall. And she don't want to make money, but boy, her and Marla were just, you ought to seen the check we got. Let me tell you something, Angel. Couple people get on there and pay a membership. They're not going to stay in there to listen to you be a bottom feeder. They can watch the bottom feeders for free all day long. Elle Ebbett is a gangster. Google Maps. She kind of looks like Grimace from McDonald's. How the eyes are... I don't know, but I got that picture off Nick Romano's channel. I took it myself because she dragged him to court like everybody knows. Like he was going to go down to South Florida and do a damn thing to either one of them fucking jokes. Nobody going to fuck with them. So it was actually the court. The day she showed up from court with him, big old, you can go on my community page and see it. I got us side by side, and it says who takes a beating better, Terrytime or the raccoon. Can't believe she went in there and was, he better hurry up and call me. Damn. What kind of, I don't know how far he's going to run. He told me that yard wasn't that big. He probably won't even call the right phone. He'll probably call my damn cell phone. I know you're not a white, you ain't no white knight for me, Carlos, because I hate a lot of people that you don't even know about. You're not even involved in my hate campaign. And I'll tell you one thing. Pull stick, comparing him beating a woman nearly to death with Eric Foss hitting a waitress on the ass, and waitresses want that money, bitches, in case none of you had a job. They want to hit you on the ass, go ahead, that's a bigger tip. It ain't like somebody sexually abusing you, and then you go beat them half to death and say, you better not testify against me or I'll finish you off and your whole family. Not the same, pull stick. And I want to see you bring some prison buddies on and prove you weren't a pass around. Prove that the only thing you did in prison was, be a little punk for some big tough prisoner. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. If he don't hurry up and call, I'm getting off here because I'm tired of this. I wasn't in the mood to do this. Oh, I got something to show you. This is a calendar. Wakely's Grocery. Because my family, Wakely's Grocery, meats, produce, gas, and oil. Knoxville, PA. This was, where's the date on this? 1970. I was already gone. I left home in 69. But a guy I graduated with, because on Facebook I'm still friends with real people that were real friends with me, told me that he had this calendar from my grandmother's store and he sent it to me. And I'm so glad he did. Go ahead. Check my background out, you piece of shit. I wish the fuck you were on that goddamn plane to Guatemala. I would love it. And if I want to play that video of that raccoon calling the cops on Mont Pass, I'll do it. What are you going to do? You going to put a picture of my mother up? She's been dead since 89. She was a fine Italian woman, full blood. My dad was excellent, handsome, World War II vet. You want to put my people up, you freak? What about, why don't you call some of my ex-husbands? Oh. I'm sure them 1%ers would like to hear you run your stupid mouth to them about 2 seconds. Angel, you should, or Josie, sorry, Josie, even though I'm an atheist, so I don't really believe in blessings, but you should count your luck that you're no longer hooked up with Angel. She's a bottom feeder now. Straight up. No excuses. with a little yes man right there beside her. Marla going, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. She just said she didn't know what she was talking about, and then she agrees with her. I didn't watch it because I couldn't stand it, so I just watched her play Josie's video, and then I turned it off. Then she had a bunch of morons like she always has up there with her. That Terry guy, I guess he's okay. I don't know nothing about him. He's got a good last name. You better call, fucker. It's 11:40. Getting tired of it. Where's he running to? Oklahoma? Damn. I wish he would call first, do his exercises after that. She kind of looks like... You guys want to ask me anything while I'm waiting for this real prisoner to call that's really, really done 27 years and going to do life plus 50 years for murder? A real prisoner, not a make-believe purse snatching, pool woman beating like pull stick. He said, I'd much rather steal it. Just say, take your money. He brags about the stupidest shit. Why don't he brag about getting that? The more they weigh, the more they pay Raccoon to give him a place to live. Not make him pay nothing. Why don't he brag about that? And I'm getting off here. I'm tired of him. He fucked around and just like Jose did the other day. They need to tell that prison that they've got an interview with me and call. Because it's going to be noon. I'm not going to stay on here and talk, but welcome to the bottom feeders, Angel. And I will be getting a pleco, and I'm going to name it Gotti. And I'm going to put it in there with Pool Stick, see which one of them comes out, because I'll tell you what, Pool Stick's a chicken. He barely comes out. I can't even get him to come out. So I'm going to be on the lookout for another little bottom feeder pleco, and then when I talk about Maria, I can talk about Gotti, too. Because you are now a bottom feeder, officially. Not me just saying you act like one, now you are one. Because you're actually calling the stupid bottom feeders' names out like that's some big gift you got. They will go with anybody that says their name, all of them. I know them all. Josie has more support. I hope she does. And everybody, buy Josie's book. It's on Amazon. I looked. Going to be wonderful to read. And I'm going to get off of here because it don't look like this fool is going to call me in time. I wanted to ask him what the prisoners thought about Gotti, if that meant anything to them, or if they didn't give a fuck, or what was going on. I can't believe a bunch of fools fighting and begging to be friends with her. Buy the book, everybody. Buy Josie's book. It's out. In fact, I've seen it on Amazon. And they were some of that first one, too. I'm going to go ahead and buy that one because I never read the first one. I didn't get in because FBS come and got me, so I would tell him who MB was. That's how I got in Mob, too, because of FB fucking sack whore S. The S stands for sack whore. FB, the sack whore. That would have been a perfect question. I know. How can he sit there? I know people that are unaware. The bottom feeders are all that way. They sit there and talk about somebody being fat and cross-eyed and don't work. Meanwhile, I can only think of a couple that's ever worked. They know nothing about politics. They're illiterate and uneducated. All they do is talk about each other. Now they got a bigger bottom feeder than the rest. They got Angel Gotti herself is a bottom feeder now. I think we should celebrate. And Toby, you fucker. Don't you even think about calling me this late. I'm mad. Do you think, Pull Stick? If you guys keep talking, I'll try to stay on here till that fool calls me. Do you think Pull Stick would actually fight or call the cops if someone... He would definitely call the cops. Now, I don't know what happened in his trip to New York. I don't know why them guys wound up having a group hug. But if I was going clear to New York to fight somebody, I'd fight them. I wouldn't kissing and making up. I'm 74. I ain't going to get many fights, but I will tell you one thing. If you pull up to my gate here in Texas, you better be on a friendly basis. because everybody in Texas is well armed. I don't care if it's the oldest woman to the youngest kid. They all know how to use a gun. So that pool stick wouldn't have lasted him very fucking long with me. I'll tell you that right now. But I wouldn't have snitched on him. I wouldn't have called the cops either. I'd have just took it and learned from it. I've learned from my beatings. Kinda. Not really. I ain't really learned that good because I still pretty much mouth off at everybody when I feel like it. Come on, Toby. Oh, you guys better start asking me stuff because I'm about sick of waiting on him. He went to New York unannounced and hung out in a Chinese restaurant basement, and when he was walking around, it was in front of an NYPD precinct, and his eyes were wide open. He was nervous, 100%. I know. I couldn't figure that whole thing out. I thought, what is he bragging about? He didn't punk anybody. I guarantee you. He comes down here and tries to fuck around with these Texans, and just with his stupidness, they'll beat the shit out of him without him even threatening him, just how dumb he acts. South Florida must be the home of the mongoloids and the scavengers because they all act stupid to me. Raccoon's stupid. He's stupid. Open carry, stay here, Josie. You got it right. And everybody I know, including me, knows how to shoot a gun. AR-15, shotguns, revolvers. He has never punked nobody. And he keeps showing that stupid-ass picture that supposedly is Carlos's house. I'm so sick of him. He did come up with a new person today, that Eric, but that picture of that guy's mother made me so pissed. She looks like, Franks and Beans, how you doing? Why not drive one more hour and go to Rhode Island? Exactly. I saw what happened to that one guy that tried to get up on MRE. I saw how that little ended. I know one thing about MRE. I loved him when he was rusting. He ain't funny now. He's not funny over here like he was in the Durkeyverse. He was so funny to listen to. He ain't going to go nowhere. Poolstick can't put up a picture of anything in his name. I know. And he probably that woman he's showing is not even that Eric's mother. Who knows who it is. Pizza and SoFlo look like they're on the outs. Oh, really? I don't know. If he don't have pizza, who's he going to have? That Willie the drunk? Willy-nilly the drunk with a... God, he's annoying as shit, too. I mean, he don't get me mad, but who would... That's the only person I've seen him with is that Willie. Willie. Now he's so happy. He had an orgasm because Angel was actually in his chat. Here he goes. This better be him.
Hello, you have a prepaid call from
Toby Michael.
an adult in custody at Two Rivers Correctional Institution. Your account balance is $45.54. To hear the charges for this call, press 2. To accept this call, press 5. To refuse this call, hang up now. This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, Toby.
What's up?
I've been waiting on you. I've been having to carry this show on my own, waiting for you to call. I was getting mad, too. I said, I don't know where he went running. He must have been running to Oklahoma or something.
Now, well, I have a job in the morning. I know it's crazy. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'll go at 9 o'clock. Just looking for while I vacuum or some stupid shit. I'll wipe windows today. It took a little bit. And we went to canteen. So it's like, I did everything.
Well, I've been waiting for you. I've been holding down the fort by myself. I didn't actually want to go in on old Gotti, but I had to, waiting for you. What do you prisoners think of the Gotti name? Does it mean anything to any of you? Or not?
Gotti?
Yeah.
Like John Gotti?
Yeah.
What's it mean? He's a Don, man.
I know.
Right? The last Don. Teflon Don.
Yep. I mean, does it impress you? Like if there was some mongrelized guy that had the last name Gotti, would you be scared?
Scared? No. Them dudes are soft inside the penitentiary. I would just be like, I bet he's got a lot of money. He probably has shit going on.
Oh, so you'd be trying to run game on him then, protect him.
Or hang out. Can you use me for anything? What can I do, man? How can I get a part? part? How can I be a part?
That's right.
Right.
And Carlos just said respect to all the men locked down.
Alright. Yeah, old guy. He died, I know this, when he was in, whatever that place, whatever that medical facility was, and he was dying of throat cancer, and he was, like, hella emaciated. He was like, they asked him, what keeps you going? Why do you stay alive? Because he was suffering. I don't think he could talk, and he couldn't eat, and all that. He was hella fucked up towards the end. And he said, every day I'm alive, I stick it to the federal government. Fuck the government. And I was like, hell yeah, he fought all the way to the end. So I always liked him. And look at how many people, the government was after him. He beat 3 trials. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
They would start calling him the Teflon Don, and he was out there, that dapper, and he was out there flashing and all that shit, always smiling and shit. They got him because the old boy, Sammy the Bull, and all of the homeboys ratted on him and shit.
Gotti, this other guy said Gotti Sr. is the only one that's I'm talking about, he's got this so-called daughter on here running her mouth like she's some big shot just because her last name's Gotti. I'm talking about it. Some Gotti got thrown in jail with you. Would it mean anything just because they had that last name?
No, I mean, to a degree, I would want to hear stories. So, like, was he a part of this or that? What was he doing? Because there's no way he would know too much about John Gotti. John Gotti, when he was in the feds, they always had him in, like, Marion and shit. Then he was sick, so he's been incarcerated forever, and he's been dead for good, what?
Long time.
10 years. So I would just want to know stories. I always want to hear stories. So every cellie I'm around or anybody I interact with, I always want to hear their stories.
Who's that serial killer they got where you are?
I don't know.
I can't think of his name, but I know there's a serial killer in there.
They had a couple that was like, they specialized in killing women, right?
I think so. Well, I mean, who could blame them? That pool stick thinks it's just fine to beat one with a pool stick, so no, I guess that's fair game.
Man.
Which prison? This is Oregon, Maddie, where Toby is, but he's been in a bunch of them. Iowa, Pennsylvania, name them, Toby, because I can't remember all of them you were in.
I was in Coleman, Florida. That's in Ocala, Florida. I was in Atlanta, and then Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. I was in a couple of them in Iowa, Fort Madison, Anamosa, and I've been to all of them out here in Oregon. I've been in Oregon 12 years in November. But I'm not an Oregon person. They just sent me to Oregon. Just like when they sent me to the feds, I went to like a few different prisons and the feds. Once we got in trouble, they were sending us to I went to like several different, like basically one shoe unit to another, from one all up and down Florida over to like Yazoo, Mississippi. I went to Atlanta a couple different times, and then I ended up in Pennsylvania, in Lewisburg. It's just a smooth program, the lockdown program. I was in that shoe for like 40 months. So they bounced me around a long time before I got there. It's a 2-year program, so it took me 26 months to get to a 24-month program. But
Really?
While I was there, I had people like was getting at the ACLU and the Iowa Cure, and
Okay, I got a question for you. Let me ask you this. Toby, tell everyone how rapists are not rejected in the feds.
They're not what?
Are they respected in the feds? Does anybody respect a rapist?
They never ever on the USPs. That's found out. As soon as it's known, they're gone immediately. And it's like a violation if just one person takes them out. So if I had a cellie that was a sex offender there in the feds, I couldn't just tell him to go. I couldn't let him, they call it go up top. You couldn't check him in or make him walk himself to segregation by himself.
Carlos just said, thank you, Toby. I knew he was a seg hole.
You guys, you definitely gonna work a weirdo in the feds. He'll be lucky if he only gets severely beat up with fists and feet. For sure. You can ask anybody. That is a fact. Any white sex offender in the feds, he's making a major mistake going if he tried to go out to the main line, for a fact. Out here in Oregon, goddamn, 1 out of every 3 white dudes, or 1 out of every 3 people incarcerated in Oregon is a sex offender.
Well, that's a woke joke state.
It's really soft. They get along with all the COs. All the COs and all the sex offenders are best friends. That's a fact.
Okay, here's another question for you. Hi, Maureen. Here's a question for you. How would someone with 2 charges of sexual battery be treated?
It depends on where you're at. Are we talking about right here in Oregon?
We'll say Florida for this one.
Well, they're going to be demolished. They're going to be crushed immediately. It's mandatory 2-on-1, and have 50% chance that somebody's going to use a lock or a razor or they're going to stab. You could read about it. You could read anything if you don't believe me, but for a fact, no white sex offender ever could even ever make it there for more than as soon as they get found out, they're gone. Guaranteed. And they're going to get the business, and the COs are going to be patient to respond. Because even the COs hate the motherfuckers.
Oh, and so the jailers just kind of turn their heads and let it, whatever happens to them happen, right?
They will come and rescue the motherfucker because obviously their job is on the line. They have to, but believe this, that motherfucker is going to ever think about coming back to the yard. Trust that.
Okay. Now, Toby don't know who Jorge is, but he knows I call him Pull Stick, and he's heard him talk, so he knows he's a piece of shit. Maddie said, so would it be safe to say that Jorge was lying when he said he was walking around his prison so sure of himself?
Where he was at. I need to know.
It'd be Florida. And then he said he was in Colorado at some annex or something, too, but...
Well, what is this? He's Jorge. What is he, Hispanic?
He's a Cuban.
Cubans have different politics than white dudes, and the Hispanic gang members don't play that shit either. The Hispanic gang members are serious and seriously violent, and they're very political, but Cubans are different. Paisas are different. The Mexicans from Mexico are different. They don't politic on sex charges.
Oh, really?
Cubans probably don't either, so yes, he absolutely could have, because there are people, that culture does not look down on sex offenses.
Oh, my God. No wonder he brags about it.
Yeah, whites do, and Hispanic gang members, Latino gang members, they don't play that shit either. They're the most political. They're the most serious. But the white dudes are very serious about that issue as well. And snitches.
So how many years have you been in there altogether? Because 27?
28.
28?
I'll have 28 July. I caught my case July 97.
That explains why he won't bring any prison friends on, because they'd have to be, and the Cubans don't care, I guess, the way you're talking about it. They go ahead and make friends with them sex offenders.
Right, and they do a lot of homosexual shit that's normal. They're okay with all of that stuff, right? They don't care about most of that shit. That's why a lot of the Hispanics don't fuck with them dudes.
Oh, really? This is interesting, Toby. This is shedding some light.
None of the white dudes don't really mess. All the white dudes stick together, so we don't really speak on or interact with no humans or whatever. Like a human, like, you know, because they don't do this, they don't adhere to the what is so-called honorable principles or whatnot that like we do. We hold ourselves to a certain standard.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Like the white dudes, they won't let one white dude talk to a CO by himself, and you always like you never walk around anywhere by yourself. You can't do anything by yourself. You kind of always have to have like a witness or somebody riding with you or whatever everywhere you go. That's why I was saying like if a white sex offender hit the guard there, let's say my cell was open, let's say I didn't have a cellie and they put a sex offender came out to the yard and they assigned her to my cell because if he's white, they're just going to put him in a white person's cell and he came to my cell. I wouldn't be able to just tell him to leave and I wouldn't be able to fight him by myself because they just say that that's just not the way the rules work. I absolutely 100% have to get somebody with me and we both got to do something serious to this and put down a demonstration in public and make an example out of a motherfucker and everybody wants to watch you and make sure that you go all the way to the end so you can't stop until physically or chemically restrained, you know, so you have to go all the way to the end. You know, I have a life sentence, so they have higher expectations, you know, they might want me or expect me to maybe kill a motherfucker or whatever, but they definitely want me to stop this weirdo out to the fullest. That's in STEM places, you know, I'm not even trying to act like it's like that here in Oregon. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying that's how it was in the feds over here in Oregon. It's just really weird, and like I say, the COs will put their life on the line and protect and defend sex offender all day long. That's their life.
Okay, Carlos just said it's an automatic check-in or you have a fight to get them out of population.
Yeah, for sure. You never give them an opportunity to check in. That's a free pass. You would never give a pedophile an opportunity to walk away there. But here, that's how you do it. You would just tell them to leave, and then they'll leave, and you don't ever have to do anything, and it's fine. But when dudes are in trouble here, when they make a mistake or whatever, that's kind of what you do to clean it up. Like they just have you go punch a sex offender or whatever.
Hi, damn it, Mandy. I just had to say hi to somebody. Go ahead.
It's just like, remember out here it's hella tame, and it's a bunch of guys doing 4, 5, 6, 7 years for stealing a car or whatever stupid ass crimes that they did. It's not a real severe criminal element out here.
So how many lifers are in there besides you?
I'm not sure. I don't know, right? Because like back home, the lifers, you know, they are kind of responsible for the vibe, the environment, and just like they are the main jailhouse lawyers, and they kind of represent and push the politics the most.
Okay, I got a couple questions from the women. Let me read them before our time runs out. Maureen said, okay, so maybe I missed it. How would they treat him because of the assault by a pull stick on a woman, an habitual woman beater? And the next question is, I hear pedophiles are a protected group in prison. You can't beat them up anymore or you're looking at added time. That's two different questions.
The second one first. Okay, but so what? Right? Like, okay, they're going to give you some more time because if it's something that you believe in or you want to make an impression on your friends or you feel like it's the right thing, then no matter what the consequences is, right, you're going to do it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's say they do give you crime. 5 more years, 2 more years, 20 more years. Who gives a fuck, right? You're going to do it anyway, so that is the least. If you really mean something, that's the criminal element, though. Remember, now that's them other opinions, that's them other environments. Who cares? So what? I don't care. You're going to give me 2 years in segregation, and you're going to give me an extra 2 years or 5 years in prison. So what? Who cares? Then I'm going to make it worth it. I'm going to do it so right that you're going to stop giving motherfuckers charges the way people will look at it. Well, I'm going to get my money's worth in. You're going to press charges on me. I'm going to make this shit count, and the fool's going to have a broke face. So that's how. So what? I don't care. I don't care if and a lot of other people don't care either. So that more time shit don't mean anything. When you're in a criminal environment, people are turned up, and consequences is the last thing on their mind. So that doesn't mean shit to most people. But out here, yes, that would be a deterrent. People would use that as a cop out and an alibi why not to do anything. As far as the dude that hit the woman with the pool stick and the habitual one beater, I think that's probably, again, depends on the race and the
He's a
culture.
Cuban. That's his race. He brags about it endlessly.
They're probably not going to hold anybody accountable. It's probably normal and okay. It's probably not going to be a problem. I'm not Cuban. I don't fuck with any Cubans. I don't know any white dudes that fuck with any Cubans, so I don't know.
There you go, pool stick.
But like,
There's the truth of your goddamn fake 22 years or whatever it is from somebody doing life without parole. This Maddie said stay strong, Toby. I want you to kind of tell them about what you did to those guards, because we got a faggot guard, two of them actually, one named Kevin and one named Stone Sailor, and they act like big tough guys. I would like you to tell the story of what you did to a couple guards. What prison was that, Iowa?
Yeah, I did. Well, when I was in the federal penitentiary in Coleman 1, an active gangland penitentiary in Ocala, Florida. We got drunk on moonshine, homemade moonshine, distilled some Pruno, turned it into hella 120 proof clear white. And we got drunk. My cellie was tattooing on somebody. And the CO, the only CO in the whole federal system that cares about that shit, confiscated my cellie's tattoo gun. And I egged my cellie on. I was like, you gonna let him take your shit? Oh, you let him take your shit. Why don't you put on some lipstick? And we was just drunk, clowning. And my cellie pulled out a knife and was like, you got a life sentence. Show me how to take care of it. Why don't you show me what to do? And I was like, no, man, I was just fucking with you. My cellie had 2 padlocks that had the dials broke off, so it was just all the metal part. He had those braided on a sheet line already, braided up so that those 2 locks were side by side and unmovable. And he already had a loop to wrap it around his wrist. And he just went out there and he banged out on these COs, and he walked up on the CO and hit him in the head multiple times, put him down on the ground. He beat this motherfucker retarded. They had to staple his head shut and everything. We went on lockdown. And when they was taking us out the showers, the first couple times you're in cuffs, they slowly let you come out without cuffs. And the first time they let me come out with it, because when they responded to him whooping the CO, they beat him up and shit in the day room in front of everybody, pepper sprayed him and all that shit. So I said, I got it. When first chance I get, I got it. So I sent you.
Yeah, I read it. I could read it to him. You sent me the thing. So this is real. This is not him making a story up. I read it.
I stepped out of the cell, and the CO was looking at me, and I punched him in his face as hard as I could. He flew up. He almost kicked me in my face. I hit him so hard. He went straight to the ground. And then I turned around on the other CO, and I lit him up. I hit him like 4 or 5 times, and then a bunch of COs those 2 was trying to wrestle me down, and I slid away from one of them, and I hit him like 10 more times. And then they all just came up there, and they just jumped on me and shit, and they restrained me, put me in leg irons, cuffed me behind my back, took me down the stairs, put me on a gurney, took me to a sally port out of a camera angle, and there's a handful of COs punched me while I was face down on a gurney like 30, 40 times, really hard in my whole head, my back, and I was bruised up and down my face. They took me to a different penitentiary and kept me in the shoe, and then...
Okay, this is a serious question. You can tell him if you want to, because I know. If he doesn't mind me asking, why is Toby doing all that time? If he doesn't want to answer or whatever, I understand.
No, I don't have a problem. I committed the crime I did, so I ain't gonna deny or sugarcoat. I got out of prison in 97. I got out of prison in May of 97, and on July 26th, 97, I was out there boosting cigarettes. That was what I was doing. I was selling cigarettes for $10 a carton. I was stealing them and customer told the manager I was boosting or whatever. The dude confronted me, and I was high on meth, man. And I just overreacted. I made a big scene, and I stabbed the manager 2 times, and he died. And when I ran from that scene, a customer jumped on me in a vestibule area, and I stabbed him like 15 times or something. And then those doors opened, and I ran out to this vehicle. A bunch of people chased me out to this car. And I tried to drive away, but a different customer reached in, took the car keys out of the ignition, so I jumped out of the car and I stabbed him a bunch. And I got back in the car and I ran somebody over that was writing the license plates down. And so I ran him over and I got a life plus 25-year sentences for attempted murders on those 2 guys I stabbed. And that retard I ran over, he committed suicide or some shit, so he didn't come to trial. So they ended up dismissing that charge. They had me on a different charge there, but I got life and 50 years for that shit. I was 21 years old, and I just got out of the penitentiary after doing 4 years. I was out like 80 days, and you could say that I was still trying to hold on to that penitentiary attitude, and I just threw my life away, and I made a major mistake, for sure. It's nothing to be proud of, that's for sure.
Well, this Cuban brags daily about robbing people and beating that woman up with a pool stick, who was the mother of his child, by the way, and acts like he was such a big shot in prison. And everybody wants to know how he could have been. I guess you answered it, though. If them Cubans do what they want to do, they got a different set of standards than anybody else.
Yeah, and they stay in their own lane, in their own circle, in their own area, so it ain't like, it would be very hard for me to believe that they was making any noise or doing anything like controlling any money or anything or doing any of the things that happen in here. Usually that's obviously the blacks, Hispanics, or white gang members, so it's hard for me to believe that they was making any noise or doing anything wherever they're at. I don't care. I mean, Cubans would always be the least populated group of anything. Numbers matter, so it's hard for me to believe that he was doing much of anything, to be honest with you.
Well, Toby, you need to, if you have time, tell him about your workouts you do every day. Because I was getting mad at you. I said, if he don't hurry up and quit that running or whatever he's doing. Every day this guy does workout, people. Every day.
I'll do all body weight stuff still, even now. I'll be 50 in November. I still do various different circuits, and not just, usually, everything. Lunges, squats, jump squats, burpees, push-ups. I have various forms of push-ups. The Army Rangers where I do a push-up, bring my knees up to my chest. Then I do the Navy SEALs where I do a push-up, bring one knee up to my chest, go back down, come up, bring the other knee to my chest, and go back down. That counts as one. Then the lunges, squats, squat jumps, burpees. Burpees the most, that's full body cardio to the fullest. I still do those. I used to really, really do them in my 20s and 30s when I was around a bunch of guys that do it. And when I'm in, like the IMUs and TSUs, white guys, we get on the door and we do the burpees together. But out here, I feel like I'm the only white dude that still does that shit. But I try to keep my exercise routines on body weight so that they can, when they put us on lockdowns and they take away this or take away that or move me over here, move me over there, no matter what, they can never control my exercise. All I need is a patch of space, concrete, grass, dirt, doesn't matter. All I need is about enough space to lay down to stretch out my body, and I can do my whole body workout. And that way I'm in control. No matter what, they can never take that away from me. Just like my attitude. They can never take, just like they hold my body in here, but they can never control my attitude or my workouts or anything like that. I decide all that. No matter what they do, they can never take away like memories or my attitude, my exercise programs. I'm in control of that stuff, and I like to have things where it's up to me, and I don't need to be in a 2 years without a DR so I can lift their weights or run on a treadmill or do this or that. I can always have my routine, my physical routine and exercise programs no matter where I'm at. and they can never like punish me or reward me or nothing. I'm fully in charge of my own body. Because fitness and exercise, it's mandatory and it's meaningful in here. It keeps me sane. It's therapeutic.
They can't crush your spirit. That's what Maureen said, and Carlos said, Toby, don't let them kill your spirit in there.
Yeah, it's important, and that's why I do that's why I make sure I do my crossword puzzles and my Sudokus and I write, and I keep my mind going, and I read various different stuff, man. Whether it's about slave revolts or about jailhouse lawyers, just any type of freedom fighters, civil rights fighters. I read about anything that's about people fighting for justice and respect or whatever. Anything that I can relate to that keeps that fire burning. I don't like to read no fiction or Stephen King or anything like that. I like to read real shit that resonates and inspires me to keep fighting.
Maddie said you have a West Coast accent. Actually, he's from Iowa, Maddie. He's from Des Moines.
I've been out here for like 12 years now, so maybe certain different things might be rubbing off on me. But I don't act like these individuals out here, that's for sure. Because these people, they love authority. They love to be dominated. They respond well to being dominated. It's like they like to be tied up and whipped. They got some fetishes with it because these COs and shit mistreat them and speak down to them all the time, and they love it. They get off on it. They're freaks.
What do you really think about COs? Because like I said, there's a couple in this community that ain't that impressive to me at all.
Well, I think that a lot of them they get off on that power because the people above them, the sergeants or lieutenant or whoever, they don't hold them accountable, and they tap them, they backslap them and high five them when they mistreat us, and they get out here in Oregon, like I say, when they write us a DR, 100% we're gonna be found guilty, and they give us monetary.
1 minute, Toby. Tell everybody goodbye.
Yeah, remember, so with the power of the ink pen, whatever it is that they say, they deduct from our account. Every time we're found guilty, we get $25, $50, $100, $200 fines for anything, not breaking anything, not damaging nothing, not destroying any property or any medical bills or nothing. If the CO says I disrespected them, they charge $50 off my books, So that's what I think about a CO. I think they're thieves and liars, and I hate them. So that's how I think about that. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to me. And Terry, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, remember tomorrow, it'll be Wednesday probably.
No Terry Tuesday.
No, there's going to be a Terry Tuesday. And Carlos said, Toby, maintain that inner warrior and stay up.
All right, Terry.
What do you got to say, Sharon? Hello, bye.
Bye, Toby.
Bye, Sharon.
Bye, Toby.
Bye, Toby. Okay, folks, that's Toby. I looked his crime up before I even started talking to him, and he did exactly what he said. And he has sent me all the write-ups. He hasn't been good in prison either. So comparing him to Pool Stick, I guess he's right about them Cubans. I didn't know they let them do what they wanted to. I got Toby calling again. I got another inmate named Matthew that's a young guy. He's a gang guy. He can't really talk about the gangs. And then I've got my Cuban, Jose, that I've talked to a couple times. And I've got Paul, who I talked to. So I'm going to be doing some more interviews so you guys have some questions lined up. And I love y'all. Down with Pool Stick. Down with Angel. She's a bottom feeder now. Down, down, down. Buy Josie's book. In fact, I'm sending a copy to all the inmates that I write to. I'm sending them copies of Josie's book. It happened in Iowa. The one where he beat the guards up happened in Florida. Okay. Ciao for now. There, it finally went off. But there weren't very many people in there, but they were all asking questions.